Hi, I'm Dr. Rich. I'm teaching you about dentistry and teeth so you can have a very nice smile.
Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be splinting these lower anterior teeth. As you can see, I already reinforced them on the outside with some blue mousse. It's just a very rigid setting bite registration material. It sets very stiffly just to support them because the teeth were very loose. Unfortunately, I thought I had the camera on for that part. So now to splint them, we're going to bond basically some fiberglass ribbon to the back side of them, to the tongue side, the lingual side. Right now I'm just using some blue etchant. This is phosphoric acid that we're going to etch the backside of the teeth. Since it's mostly enamel, I'm going to be bonding to. So I want to make sure I have a nice, good bond, very strong bond. And we're going to attach the fiberglass. I'm going to use Care Connect in this situation with some floorbowl composite. And there I'm just checking, make sure we get a nice frosty appearance. I'll zoom you in so you can see that better. And then once we have that etched, I'm going to use my regular bonding agent, which is Surpass. And this is Surpass 1, which is the etchant in it. I figure this is kind of like using a belt and suspenders to help hold my pants up. So instead it's a belt and suspenders to help hold the splint in place. So now, ideally, this person actually needs an all-on 4 on the bottom or a denture, but he really doesn't want to get rid of his teeth, so we're going to try to help him as long as possible. They're not painful. There's no gross infections other than she's got a lot of periodontal bone loss around him, but he just isn't mentally or emotionally ready to lose him. And he can still eat fine with them, so I'm going to try to help him hold on to it as long as possible. He does know at some point he's going to lose them. He's lost a couple other teeth over the years too. So now I'm just have the bonding agent on there, and I'm zapping it with my curing light, my Velo Grand curing light, to set that up. And because we're working on so many teeth, I can't just do one zapping with the light. I got to move it and make sure I hit every single tooth. So there you can see the Care Connect ribbon. I'm just going to put a little bit of flowable in just in the middle. And I'm going to show you, you just need to cut a length of it to the size there. And there's a way to do it without having to guess. The two ways you can figure out how long a length you can need. You can use some dead soft foil. It's just a thin metal stock that you can cut a strip in, shape it to the teeth, and then stretch it out and measure it and put it next to the ribbon, and you can cut it to length. Now, that's something that dead soft foil was more common 30, 40 years ago in dental offices. Nowadays, I'm not sure how many offices still stock it as a regular thing. So another alternative is you can just take some of that bite registration material, the blue mousse, and use that, just squirt it on the back side of the teeth, and then you'll have it sets in 30 seconds is the ultra fast set. Pull it off, and then you got a mold, basically an impression of the back sides of those teeth, and then on that you can measure out how much of the ribbon you need and then cut it to the length. It doesn't have to be, it just has to be close. You want to wrap it from all the teeth, all the really loose teeth, and you want it to cover them and then also some stronger teeth. In this case, it's the person's canines. And even though they're a little bit stronger than the incisors, they're not that strong. You'll see at the end. So now that we covered that, let's get back to the bonding. So I find rather than trying to coat the whole thing and try to put it in position, I've done it a couple times that way. That way it can be a little tedious. Sometimes it's just one or two teeth like I'm doing here. I'm just going to adapt those, then the then the ends will be free. And once those two teeth are reasonably in place, how I want them, making sure that they're touching those two teeth, using my thumb, using my cotton forceps, and then I'm going to zap it with the light, and then that'll tack it in place. And so now I know that ribbon's not going anywhere. It's bonded to those two teeth. So once that's set up with the light, then I can go back in with my flowable composite, add some more. And this stuff actually, you can put it on the outside of the ribbon, and the ribbon's got kind of like a wicking effect, and it'll suck it in on the inside. And another thing with this though, you want to cover the ribbon completely. You don't want any of the frayed ends or anything sticking out. So you want it to be a nice smooth surface of the composite when you're all done. So I'll do the one side, make sure it's well adapted, hit it with the curing light and zap it to set it up, set the flowable composite in place. And then I'm going to go back around, fill in what's left. Now, sometimes in these cases, again, sometimes I'll go behind it a little bit and other times just right on top of it. It wicks it pretty good. The mesh, it's not a super tight weave on the ribbon material. Again, this is Care Connect, Connect by Care. There's also another one that I've used in the past called Ribond. I didn't have any more left of that. I just had some of this Connect stuff left. So again, and I'm just kind of tucking in the ends of it, so make sure there's nothing sticking out to irritate the person's tongue. And I'm just using my spoon excavator there to smush it all in place. I'm going to add a little bit of flowable composite in that one spot. Make sure it's nice coating, and then cure it with the curing light. And now we're getting pretty close to the end, so we're almost done with this. It's all nice and set up. And again, this will help stabilize the teeth. Those teeth are still not in great shape, but they're not going to fall out now when he sneezes. Although over time, sometimes I have seen when teeth are loose, especially as this patient's are, I'll put up an x-ray to show you the condition, that sometimes because the teeth are basically only being held in by the splint, sometimes the person will bite into something and it will overcome the bond from the tooth to the composite and it'll pop loose from it. But in that case, as long as the tooth doesn't fall out, you can actually re-etch it, reapply some more flowable composite and bond it back in to repair it. Now I'm just checking around, making sure there's no little bits of fiber that are uncovered. I want to make sure it's fully encapsulated in the flowable composite resin, and we're just giving it another cure to set it all up. All right, so now that that's done, let's take another look, making sure everything's good. I also find by doing it this way, the material stays right on the composite. It doesn't tend to flow where I don't want it to flow, which is nice. So there's not that much cleanup. I'm just making sure there's nothing obvious that ooze past it, making sure there's no exposed pieces of ribbon. There's a little bit still right there, so let me just cover that up with a little bit more flowable. Zap it with the light again, and now that should be it. Once that's all done, so now I'm going to get rid of my cotton rolls. Going to take off that blue mousse that I was splinting it just to help support everything, and then you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle, but the teeth are all moving as one piece. It's not just the bad teeth. All right, hope you guys found this interesting, and hope somebody out there watching can use this on their patients to help them out. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please leave them down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.